All right, so this is our at-home training challenge for Tong Soo Do students, our Corona edition. We were working on this for summer vacation for people who leave the country for an extended period of time to keep their training up. So just kind of made a couple tweaks for now. Essentially, it's broken into 3 parts, the most important one being your normal training. Essentially, what we want you to do is continue the habit of replacing one of your martial arts classes with the same amount of time, something we did talk about over the holiday break, which is your body gets used to not training or working out. So what we want you to do is actually spend an hour going through almost a mock class at home 3 times a week. And if you can do that and have it all checked off, not only is it going to help you as a martial artist, but we'll also give you a class credit for that part as well, to help with making classes up when this is all over. So essentially each training class is about 8 parts. You're going to start with a warm-up, so anything physical to get you running, moving, jumping jacks, push-ups, could be martial arts based. Some of my teens and adults, you guys know some of our standard warm-ups, anything like that. Then you're going to run through your forms. Pick 5 forms to do or more. Obviously, it's up to you. If you know less than 5 forms, pick 1 or 2 out. If you only know basic form 1, do it 5 times. But forms are kind of the heart and soul of color belts. It gets you good practice on both sides in most of our techniques. Then we have a hand section. I'll show you a little bit some things to do there, but mostly going to be working on mitt stuff, as well as some of your curriculum specific hands. Some time on kicks. Again, I'll mention a little bit on how to work our kicks a little bit more in a few minutes. About 5 to 10 minutes running through your drill sets. So if you know your drill sets, you don't have to do them on targets, just run through them in the air. Remember, if you have a white stripe belt, you have to do them on one side. If you have a solid color belt, like a solid yellow or a solid green, you have to do them on both sides. And if you have a black stripe belt, you have to have them memorized anyway, so this is great practice for that. If you don't know them yet, Master Nicholas and I are going to rigorously try and finish up our student app this week now, because we're probably going to have some time in the near future, and we know there's a lot of people working from home. Same thing, about 5 to 10 minutes on your self-defenses. For my higher belts, blue, brown, red, don't just work the ones that you need to be working on for this specific belt. Don't forget to go back and review those as well. The weekly focus, Master Nichols will post a video every Monday on what specifically your belt group should be working on if you were in class this week. So that's kind of the main part, 10 to 15 minutes. And then stretch at the end. Build the habit of stretching. And the other thing is having a theme of the week review with your family. This week specifically is about staying hydrated. We're starting our 9-week course on the Satori challenge of making healthy decisions, because we always tail end it with habits. It just happened to be when we were dealing with the health scare at the moment as well. The second part, this is for my Black Belt Club members and higher, to get an additional class, but also to keep up with your higher level of training. Once you spend about 10 or 15 minutes twice a week, practicing some basic sparring drills on a chest guard, or if your parents are brave, you can stick them in a chest guard and kick them a little bit. For our advanced belts, in addition to the Black Belt Club part, working some boxing drills. For our black belts, in addition to those, going through a mastery drill on a form. That's like where you put one arm behind your back, face a different direction, close your eyes. When we go through all those different steps to make sure, super fast, super slow, have people distract you in the middle of it, just something to kind of throw you off the game. We have something for our people who train with weapons, Cali, and even ground combative, some stuff you can do at home that we'll address. The third part is bonus training. Part of the black belt mindset is not just doing the bare minimum. So we have a bonus training part, which is training with certain people in your family or teaching a family member, good for leadership skills, and then a fitness bonus part as well. When this is done each week, just sign it, take a picture of it, and send it to master.tursak@gmail.com, and I'll review it. If you have any questions, you can also email that email as well. With that being said, Master Nichols, I'll run through just a couple things so you can see specifically besides the weekly focus and the other videos that we post as far as hand drills go. And if you don't have focus mitts or martial arts equipment, we have a separate video in the same playlist about what you can use at home for things as well. Biggest one being left foot forward sparring stance, just working our boxing combos. And as a general rule of thumb, left hand always hits the left, right hand always hits the right. So for my junior belts, see, that's really the heart and soul of what they do. Both punches, if I slide in, he slides back. If I slide back, he slides in. It's working on that distance, hand staying up. Their green belts are higher. We also have their hook punches and their uppercuts. And once you hit the brown belt, especially if you have the actual boxing 15 minutes, you can also work on defenses at the same time. If you have somebody who knows drills, 1, 3, boom, we can work through those as well. So we want to spend a few minutes mainly on that part, but you can also work your traditional things like chops for our yellow belts, hammer fists, and hook punches isolated for our green belts, for our blue belts, palm strikes, and uppercuts. Boom for for our brown belts, back fists, and ridge hands. So spend a little bit of time working those. I know they seem simple, but even a couple weeks of not doing those can affect those as well. As far as kick drills go, definitely work your breaking kick, at least 5 minutes your breaking kick. The other thing, pick one of your kicks. We have standard drills that we do in the martial arts school. We call them the standard drill kicks or kick drill sets. It's front, back, and then they either jump, spin, or skip versions. So for instance, the side kick drill would be front leg side kick, back leg side kick, jump or skip side kick. Boom. The roundhouse drill would be front leg roundhouse, back leg roundhouse, tornado roundhouse. And so that's a great thing to spend 5 minutes drilling either back and forth or into hook kicks, front leg hook, back leg hook, jumping hook, in to out to ins, front kicks. They all have just a great way of making sure I'm working both sides, front, back, and then the upgrade version of the kicks. Then the weekly focus gets posted, and the stretching is super important for this age group as well, because almost all the classes they have end with about 5 minutes of stretching. Take the time to do that at home, especially as a family. We hope to have you guys back in here soon, but in the meantime, make sure you keep up with everything we're doing at the school so you're ready to go when classes resume.